Greetings, everyone. I welcome you all to our today's presentation. My name is Lee Mashebe. The title of our study or short presentation today is How Can You Obtain the Seal? How can you and me obtain the seal? How can you be sealed? That is the study, that is a short presentation that we are looking at today. So to begin with, there's a full study of the 144,000. The 144,000, who are they? How are they sealed? Where are they sealed from? So you can request for that full study. It explains more about the 144,000, where they come from. But in this presentation, we'll talk not much in details over the 144,000, but we'll talk about them, because that is where we are striving. That is where we find the record in Revelation chapter 7, verse 1 to 8, and Revelation chapter 14, verse 1 to 4. This is where we find the record of the 144,000. Actually, in Revelation chapter 7, verse 1 to 8, it tells us that the 144,000, they are sealed in Israel. When you have a full, when you find time to request for that study, you discover to say the 144, the Israelite of today, these are the Seventh-day Adventist Church. These are the spiritual Israelite of today, the modern Israel today. Okay, so the 144,000, they are sealed in the SDA Church, the true Church of God at this time. So now the question that we want to deal, or the question that we want to look at, is how can you obtain the seal? How can you obtain that seal which enables you to be among the 144,000? So to begin with, we'll read Revelation chapter 7, verse 1 to 4. The Bible says, "And I looked, and lo, a lamp stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whatsoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb." End of quote. So here in the Revelation chapter 14, verse 1, the 144,000 are said not to be defiled with women. In other ways, women, a woman, represent a church. Okay, so meaning in this case, the 144,000, they are not defiled with women, meaning churches of the world, because they are what? The Bible tells us to say, because they are virgins. What does it mean? What does virgin means? What does virgin means? I remember we have read of the 10 virgins, okay, which we are waiting for the Messiah, or which we are waiting for the Messiah to come. So when we read class object lesson page 406, inspiration tells us to say, virgin, it means prophesying a pure faith. So meaning the 144,000, they are virgins because they profess a pure faith, meaning they will be found in the true church of God, which has a light doctrine, which has the truth of the Sabbath truth as well as the sanctuary truth. So that is what it means to say 144,000, they are virgins. In short, in other ways, the 144,000 are found in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So for further proof, we can also read A writings page 14, as well as 42 to 43. The only church which teaches the loud cry. is the Seventh Adventist church. So they are called virgins because they profess a pure faith. You can read that in class object lesson. That is page 406. It tells us. Early writings, page 14, verse 1. Inspiration tells us to say, the living saints, 144,000 in number, knew and understood the voice, while the wicked thought it was thunder or an earthquake. When God spoke the time, he poured upon us the Holy Ghost, and our face began to light up and shine with the glory of God, as Moses did when he came down from Mount Sinai. That is writings, page 14, paragraph 1. Okay, so we are seeing that the 144,000 actually, she saw them, that they were sealed in number. They were sealed in number. Okay, and these are the 144,000. They understood the voice when Christ pronounced his day of his coming. The 144,000, they knew and they understood the voice. So we'll have that. You can request for that study, full study of 144,000. So our interest today, we want to look on how can you obtain the seal, so that you can be among the 144,000, so that you and me can be among the 144,000. But what we have discovered so far is the 144,000, they are sealed in SDA. They are sealed in SDA church. Then we are told to say some of the qualification of the 144,000. One, they are virgins. They are virgins. They are not defiled with female. In their mouth, they have no gall. Okay. They follow the Lamb whatsoever he goeth. These were redeemed among men. So these are some of the things that we have discovered so far. So as we go further, so for those want to get more proof, what does a woman or women represent in prophecy? You can read Jeremiah 6 verse 2, as well as Jeremiah 3 verse 14. You can also read Get Controversy, page 381, paragraph 1. You can also read Jeremiah chapter 31 verse 4. You can also read Ephesians 5 verse 24 to 25. You can also read Ephesians chapter 5 verse 24 to 25. There, the Bible and the spirit of prophecy, it gives us what a woman represents. The woman represents the true church of God, and the other woman also represents worldly church, or a church of false doctrine. Okay. So when we read Testimony to Ministers, page 445, paragraph 2, inspiration tells us to say, this sealing of the servants of God is the same that was shown to Ezekiel in vision. John also had been a witness of this most startling revelation. Okay? The spirit of prophecy actually asks the question, when we read a letter, page 126, 1898, the spirit of prophecy asks the question, what is the seal of the living God, which is pressed on the foreheads of his people? It is a mark which angels, but not human eyes, can read, for the destroying angel must see this mark of redemption. End of quote. It is quite interesting. The first verse that we read in the first quotation that we read in Testimony to Ministers, page 445, paragraph 2, we are being told by inspiration to say the sealing of the servants of God, which actually Ellen G. White was shown. It is the same which was shown to Ezekiel in vision. Also, John was also a witness. So we are seeing that the sealing message, which Sister White was shown in vision, it is the same sealing message which also John saw, as well as Ezekiel. So meaning all these three, God has showed them the message concerning the sealing of the 144,000. So it shows that it is important. So we are taught to say, inspiration to say, there was a question which actually inspiration asked to say, what is a seal? Remember, we are looking at how can you obtain the seal? How can you and me obtain the seal so that we can be among the 144,000? And actually here the question posed by inspiration, what is a seal? So you can't obtain the seal. You and me can't obtain the seal if we don't know what is a seal, what a seal is. And actually inspirations pose the question, what is the seal of the living God? Remember, the 144,000, they are sealed. They are sealed. So what is this seal? Here inspiration says, it is the mark which angels but not human eyes can read. So we are seeing that the seal, it is the mark which angels only, not human eyes can read. It further says, for the destroying angel must see this mark of redemption. So the destroying angels must see this mark of redemption. So it shows those who have the seal, they will be protected. But those without the seal, that destroying angel will come and destroy them. That is what this quotation is telling us. So when you are sealed, it is only the angel who can see it, not human eyes. Those without a seal, the angel who come and destroy them. That is what this quotation is telling us. Okay, so let us go further. So that we can understand how can we obtain the seal. How can we obtain the seal? So when we read Bible Commentary Volume 4, Bible Commentary Volume 4, page 11 and 61, paragraph 5. Inspiration says, the angel with the lightning icon is to press a mark upon the foreheads of all who are separated from sin and sinners, and the destroyed angel follows this angel. End of quote. Here inspiration tells us to say, this angel who will come to seal, this angel with the mark, is going to seal everyone on the foreheads, all who are separated from sin and sinners. Then what follows? The destroying angel follows this angel. So meaning the angel who seals will seal those who are separated from sin and sinners. So inspiration tells us, so how can you obtain the seal? One, we must separate from sin and from sinners, meaning we should not do what sinners do. We ourselves separate from sin so that we are no longer sinners. And we should also not do sin which sinners commit. That is what inspiration says. So it is not that clear. We must go deeper so that we may understand how can we obtain the seal. So by separating from sin and sinners, it is one of the qualifications. That is what inspiration has actually counsels us here. So let us also read Bible Commentary Volume 4, page 1161, paragraph 6. 1161, paragraph 6. Inspiration says, seal is setting into the truth. Just as soon as the people of God are sealed in their foreheads, it is not any seal or mark that can be seen, but it is settling into the truth, both intellectual and spiritual, so that it can't be moved. Just as soon as God's people are sealed and prepared for the shaking, it will come. Indeed, it has begun already. The judgment of God are now upon the land to give us a warning that we may know what is coming. End of God. Powerful. Actually, the expression defined what is the seal. It says it is not a mark which can be seen. We led in the first quotation to say it is only angel who can lead that mark. But here actually it has made it plain to say it is settling into the truth, both intellectual and spiritual, that they cannot be moved. So to be sealed, brethren, to be sealed, it is to live the truth. It is to obey the truth, to settle into the truth, both intellectual and spiritual. So to be sealed, it is to follow things which God tells us to do. When God says we must keep the Sabbath, we must keep it. So by keeping the Sabbath, it means we are being sealed, we are being settled, we are settled into the truth, and we can't be removed from that truth. So meaning when the angels come to destroy, it will find us living the truth. We are in the truth, obeying the truth. That is what it means to be sealed. If it means health reform, we must obey. We must obey. It means dress reform, we must obey. Any truth that God has showed us as a church, we must follow it so that we are sealed. So to be sealed, it is just to obey what God is instructing us to follow. That is why the 144,000, these are they which follow the lamp whatsoever it goes. The lamp is Jesus Christ. By following the lamp, it is by obeying every instruction that God gives us. Then we are sealed. Actually, as we conclude, Testimony for the Church, volume 5, page 212, paragraph 4. Expression says, our own course of action will determine whether we shall receive the seal of the living God, or to be cut down by the destroying weapons. So our own course of action, brethren, it will determine whether you and me will obtain the seal of God. What we do if we continue breaking the Sabbath, if we don't obey health reform, those actions that we do, it is what tells us to say what we are waiting for. It is just the slaughter. It is just the destroyed angel to come and do with us. But when we obey the truth, those actions that we do, it tells us that we are being sealed. It will be among the 144,000. So there's no secret about how you and me can obtain the seal. It is just by obeying the truth. It is just about obeying the truth. Everything that God tells us, let us obey. That is why inspiration tells us, let us strive for all the power that God has given us to be among the 144,000. May God bless you as we think through of what we have just discovered today. Amen.